Hi everyone, and welcome to day 9 of our 21-day yoga challenge. My name's Antoinette. I want to thank Sibley Memorial Hospital for the support of this challenge. We're kind of nearing that halfway mark, and so thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Tonight we're going to focus on abdominals. I wanted to say as we start our practice that you listen to your own body and you start where you are and you arrive at where you can in your abdominal exercises. Some of us are not as strong in the abdominal area as others. And so if that is the case, then maybe instead of lifting the head off to give yourself more of resistance in the abdominal area, you keep the head low and you lift the legs. Or maybe you work on maybe trying and accessing that exercise, and then if it feels like it's too much, then you just back off. Or maybe you do less repetitions. So however you are, really focus in on that. Like without really, you come to your own edge in your practice, but you don't go too far where you're gonna find hurt and start causing pain in the body, okay? So that's with all of it. That's with this whole challenge. But more than that is that we push each other in a good way, right? As we move along in the challenge together. And then we also push ourselves personally to our own personal edges of where we can arrive today. Let me just let one more person in and say hi to Noah. I'm going to make sure everybody's muted. And then we'll get started. So tonight we're going to get started. Hi, Becca. Thanks for riding this ride with me. Tonight we're going to start off on our backs. And that might feel really good to you. Okay? As we start off on our backs, lying on our mat. So as we get down toward the mat, just to take a minute to take a look around as you make your way down toward your mat, that you have a strap so that we could stretch a little bit toward the end. And also that you have a yoga block or a pillow that you could place between your legs so that we can do some inner thigh work as well while we're already on the mat. I'm just going to let one more person in. We've had such a wonderful response on Zoom, and there we go. Everybody's muted. Okay, great. So just starting off on our backs. So maybe you're like me, you just came home from work, and now you're on your mat. Let's feel that sensation of the body as it lies. As we take an inhale in, just letting the shoulders soften on the exhale. The hands can be down beside us. Maybe it's an audible inhale and exhale. Remembering too that we start to feel where we are proprioceptively on our mat. The soles of our feet are touching the floor, the mat. We can gently take our toes off the mat, bring them back, and then lift our heels up and bring them back. With our knees bent, just take our knees wide for a moment so that you feel the inner thigh muscles. You just let the knees fall out like pages of an open book, and then bring the knees back together. Gently sink the lower back into the mat as you lift the pelvis up toward the ceiling. And then settle that lower back down in toward the mat. Just letting somebody else in. And welcome Mandana. We accessed this last night, so I just wanted us to kind of feel this for a moment too. Taking the shoulders, start off shrugging the shoulders up toward the ears so that you create some tension. Now bring the shoulder heads back toward the mat and start to lift the chest up toward the ceiling. So you're puffing the chest up. You allow a little space in the lower back. You start to press in with the forearms perhaps. And now let everything soften. So you've just created a little bit of tension to kind of settle yourself on the mat for a moment. Taking an inhale in and an exhale out like the wave of an ocean as it goes toward the shore and then back. Perhaps in this place of rest, you can think maybe about an intention that you might want to set today. Or maybe you want to just throw out some positive energy to somebody today who might need it. A loved one, a friend, a pet. Find the heels with the fingertips. Let's do some stretching first. As we inhale, taking the hips over the head, arms over the head. As we stretch the body long, sending the quadriceps up toward the ceiling, hips up toward the ceiling. Squeeze the buttocks, again creating some tension. And then as you exhale, start to lower the lower back, hips down toward the floor. Gently start to draw the knees in toward the chest, gently and slowly as you hug them in. A little rock back and forth from side to side. Let's take that right knee in, extend the left leg long, hover that left leg a couple of inches above the mat as you kick out with that left heel. On the inhale, start to draw the nose up toward the knee. We start to take a look over toward that left foot. Now, if this is too much for us, just bring that head back and bring the right knee in. We're going to switch out the knees. On the next breath, take the left knee in, extend the right leg long. Either keep the nose up or head down, your choice. Everyone start to bring the head down if it was up. And now we're going to switch it out. So we're going to take that right knee in first. I'm going to do one step first with head down, and then we'll switch. And then we'll switch, and then we'll switch. And then we'll switch back. So now we have the right knee. Let's inhale in. If you haven't taken your head off the mat yet, let's go there. And now let's switch. So now as we switch, we're focusing on our breath and the switch. Lower back is in the mat. We're focusing on the abdominal core as we make this switch, finding our breath. Hugging in the right knee and then the left knee. The right knee and then the left. Hugging it in, hugging it in. Continue the switch. Remember, you can always bring your neck down if it's starting to feel like you have any sort of tension there. Continue that switch, so lifting the shoulder blades off the mat so you're really using the core to make that switch. Left knee and then right knee. Hold that, bring your head down. Let the left leg rest on the mat as you draw that right knee in. Take a circle with that right ankle. Find your good deep inhale in and exhale out. So you let everything soften. You can gently loll the head back and forth from side to side with each exercise so that way you release a little bit of tension along the trapezius muscles and then as they attach and innervate going up toward the base of the skull. With our left hand, let's take our right knee and gently bring that right knee across the body. We're going to come into a gentle twist. That right knee is going to be just about 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. We're not going to go all the way over unless you really want to or you have that mobility in the hip. Good deep inhale in, let the belly expand and then contract back. That right arm is T-shaped out. We're letting the right shoulder head rest. The palm is up. Smiling at the start of our abdominal practice, and we're going to take our right knee back toward the midline. Take another circle of that right ankle, and then let's switch it out. Take that left knee in. Extend that right leg long, and then gently bring the right calf down toward the mat, circling that left ankle on your breath. And gently with your right hand, taking the left knee across the body, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, or if the mobility is better, going all the way over, and T-shaping out that left arm. So as we were doing last night with our upper bodies, really extending that left arm first so you're reaching out with full purpose, right? And then allowing that left shoulder head to rest on the mat. So for anybody who has had any shoulder surgery, breast cancer, any sort of upper body work, that area becomes very tight. Allowing that extension to happen on the floor gives ourselves support so we can reach and extend, but then allowing that release so that the arm can rest on the mat allows us to be able to open up the chest and the pectoral muscles and that areas around it that become very tight. Draw that left knee in, right knee in, and we're going to bring our feet straight up. So let's start off with our hands beside us for a moment. Left legs are straight, so you could focus maybe on straightening the legs. Let's take the toes up and back, pointing and flexing. Pointing and flexing. Continuing that point and flex. And now we're going to take a little turn, like we're going to paint the face of a clock with the toes. So you can start that pendulum, making the way around. As you go up toward the crown of the head, gently lifting the sacrum, the lower back off the mat. Finding your way. Drawing the toes up and back, and then around. Now noticing as you bring the toes toward the crown of the head and you're lifting the sacrum off the mat, you can go really big or not, depending on your own abdominal strength. Just playing around with that motion. Noticing if you're using the shoulders to do that or if you're actually being able to use the core to make that turn. Let's go counterclockwise now. Again, go as big or small as you want. You can keep the sacrum on the mat or you can lift the sacrum off the mat. Wherever you arrive tonight, we're focusing on the core. And just notice that. It just might be that area just below the diaphragm that you start to access, or it might be the lower abdominals, depending on where you're accessing and how you're moving the feet. Continue that circle, pause, and then gently bend the knees halfway. Flexing the feet, we'll T-shape out the arms. So now we're going to gently draw the knees over toward 1 or 2 o'clock, come back toward 12, and gently draw the knees over to 10 or 11 o'clock, come back to 12. So we're rocking back and forth, but we're doing it slowly and with purpose. So over to the left, back to neutral, over to the right, back to neutral. Now, as you make this motion, engage the core by taking the navel back toward the spine and continue that rocking motion. Now, I might have messed up on the turns here, but I'm over to the right now, and then the midline, and then I'm over to the left, and then the midline. So you're going only as far back to the midline as it starts to access the oblique muscles of the abdomen. This also helps strengthen the lower back. We're back to the right and mid, left and mid, right and mid, left and mid. We're going to go one more time and back, and then we're going to bring the soles of the feet on the mat. Pause here. Dip the sacrum down toward the mat, slightly lift the pelvis up so that you just feel a nice release, because there was some tension there, I'm quite sure. It was for me. And then we're gently going to bring the feet out long, and with the next breath, we're going to rise the arm above the head, both arms. Good deep inhale. Calves press into the mat, toes come up, navel back toward the spine, like someone's gently pulling you in opposite directions in a positive, safe, and beautiful way. We're going to just gently walk our feet and hands over toward the right side of the mat, C-shaping the body, feeling that left hip as we lengthen and extend, and then gently walk the feet back toward the midline. Push myself up here. And then we'll gently walk our feet and hands over toward the left corners of the mat now, C-shaping the body once more. Good deep inhale. And an exhale. Bring the knees back as you bend them. Interdigitate the fingers behind the head. So now your head is resting in the hands. So again, you can take your head off the mat. The elbows are fanned out so that you're not hugging in the elbows, right? And then lower the head for a moment. So elbows are wide. We're going to take the right knee in, extend the left leg long, and come into bicycles as we cross over, okay? So lower back stays in the mat, left leg is long, we hover that left leg a couple of inches above the mat, right knee is bent. We're gonna draw that left elbow up to the right knee, and now we're gonna switch. Find your breath, we're going slow. The focus here more is on lifting the core as you draw the upper body off the mat, switch, touching the right knee, and then the left knee. Now you can also keep your head on the mat and just focus on taking the knees in as you bend them. You're still getting something, but you're not hurting the cervical spine. And switch, and switch. Focus on your breath and using the core. And switch, we're going to go 4 more, and 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Bend the knees, let everything settle. Soles of the feet on the mat. Let the neck be heavy now. Let the head rest for just a moment. Gently lower the head over toward your left shoulder. Nod gently down toward your left shoulder. And then come back as you right your head back toward the midline and gently lower the head over toward the right shoulder. Nod gently over toward the right shoulder and then come back again. Good deep inhale. And an exhale. We're going to take the right foot up. So last time we did abdominals, we did something called candy canes, right? So we had one foot up, left knee is bent, so I have my right foot up to start. Then we're going to bend the right knee and take the left foot up. So first we're just going to start with the lower half motion. Left foot comes down and right foot comes up. And then switch. Now this might be enough for you just to switch and you focus on your breath and the switch. Let's all start together with our right foot. If you want to now add the upper body, we're taking the shoulders off the mat and we take our hand toward our right foot, left hand to right foot. And then we'll switch, left foot comes up, and then we'll switch. So now if your head is up, now you're crossing over. You're using the abdominals, you're using the oblique muscles. You can take your hand to the outer edge of the foot that you lift to give yourself a little bit more. Left foot and right foot. Left foot and right foot. Left and right. Follow your breath. Left and right. Left and right. Left and right. Left and right. Let's go 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the head. Let everything soften. Take a good deep inhale in and an exhale out. Gently take the chin down toward the chest. Press in with the back of the head so you lengthen the back of the neck. And then allow the neck to just fall in its normal alignment. Gently draw the knees in toward the chest. A little rock back and forth from side to side. Feet are going to come up. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to stretch a little bit. Take the feet wide like the shape of a V. Lower back settles in toward the mat. And we take our hands toward our inner knees. Just pausing here. So allow the shoulders to relax. We'll gently point and flex the feet. We're going to take circles with the ankles. Point and flex the feet, and gently draw the feet in toward the ceiling. Bending the knees now. We're going to do some lemon crunches, right? So hands, I'm going to do first down, head is down, lower back is on the mat, knees are bent. We're going to take the feet away from the body and then crunch the knees in toward the chest. So you can take your hands down beside you, so palms of the hands are down on the mat and you're gently swaying. You're bringing the knees out, the feet out long and then bringing the knees in. Legs come out, knees come in. Just find your breath here first. Now, if you want more, you take your head and shoulders off, and then you can even add the arms. As you extend, arms extend, and then we circle in. Arms extend, and then we circle in. Extension and contraction. Finding your breath, coming in. Continue the breath. Extend, come together. Reach out and come together. Reach out, bring it in. Reach out and bring it in. Why they call these lemon crunches, I don't know. My son taught me these. Reach out and bring it in. He has a six-pack. Reach out and come in. One day I might. Reach out and come in. Last time, reach out and come in. Let the head come down if it wasn't. Drawing the knees in for just a moment. Just relax. Head and neck loll back and forth from side to side. Bring the soles of the feet down. And now we're just going to come over onto our side. So we are rolling over onto our right side. Our left hand is right in front of us. And then we're going to slowly push ourselves up onto our forearm. I'm just going to try to get back into the frame here. So we're going to come up into a side plank. You can do that a couple of ways. We can be here with our right forearm on the mat and gently lift the hips off the mat. Left hand is just T-shaped out, and then we'll simply dip down and come back up again. If that doesn't work for you and it's too much pressure on your shoulder, then you take your right knee to the mat, right hand to the mat, and then you can either come to your side plank here and just hold it, or dip down and come up. Or if that's too much for you, then maybe you can just focus on just lifting slightly and then coming down. Okay, so lots of different ways to access this. Let's come into our side plank however we are. I like to start with my forearm first. As I do, I'm really rooting down with that right elbow and rising up with the shoulder, focusing on the abdominal core and the oblique muscles, that side plank, right? Right side engaged. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in and then lower down. Let's all come on now. As we come onto our side, let's all come onto the right knee now. Right hand down, left foot on the mat. Reach up and extend with that left arm. 12 o'clock. Left arm's going to come up and over the body. Just reach and extend. We're just stretching here. Good deep inhale. And an exhale. Reach up and extend, and now extend that left leg out so it's at hip height. We're going to take that left leg down and then back up again. So here, navel back toward the spine, using the core to raise that leg up. We're going to be doing more lower body tomorrow, but I just wanted to introduce that idea as we raise and lower, navel back toward the spine. Rising up, left leg comes down, left arm up and over the body. We're going to windmill the arms over and down and come into a tabletop pose. In our tabletop pose, the hands are starfish right underneath the shoulders. If you have any cervical spine issues, keeping the neck long, you can just sink the heart low and then round the back a little bit, or just keep it neutral. If you're okay to do cat-cow, we're going to sink the heart low. Take a look up with the eyes and with the chin. Opening up. Exhale as we round. Inhale as we sway, taking a look up. Exhale as we round. Inhaling, swaying the back, taking the buttocks back and up. Exhaling, tailbone comes under. We push the shoulder heads up. Last time, swaying the back, and then on the exhale, rounding. Let's come back to tabletop, and then gently we're going to lower our forearms down. Last night we did forearm plank. We're going to do that again. So I'm going to show you two ways to do forearm plank. If it's not in your practice or if it's too much for you, just simply take that left leg out first with the right knee down and just focus on the extension of that left leg. Then you can take the left knee down and take the right leg out. If forearm plank can be in your practice tonight, take both feet out. Start off taking the buttocks up toward the ceiling and then gently start to lower the buttocks down so that you have some nice alignment without sinking the hips low and causing some undue strain to the lower back. Now the neck is long, you're just listening to the words, you're looking down at the mat and focusing on the inhale and the exhale. We start to take the navel back toward the spine, so really engaging the core and your forearm plank. As you find your breath, let's take 3 more. And 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. And 1 more. And then simply lower down. We're going to take our hands, starfishing them down. They come right underneath the shoulders as we hug the elbows in toward the body. We did this last night as well as we come up, lifting up on the inhale, baby cobra. So we access bicep and tricep muscles as we push the body up and then lower. Inhaling, coming up, and exhaling on the lower. Inhaling, pushing up, fullest expression or not. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, hugging the elbows in toward the body and flexing the buttocks as you come up and then exhaling lower. Last time, inhaling, coming up, and then exhaling and lowering, and then we'll gently bring that left arm out, roll over onto our left side. I'm just going to face you guys, so I'm going to turn around. Forearm plank now on this left side. This side might be different from the other, right? So just noting that without any judgment or dialogue, and doing what you can do, arriving where you are today. So again, here's your options. With the forearm placed on the mat, rooting down with elbow, forearm, and palm of hand. Right hand can be starfished, and then we start to take that left hip off the mat. And we pause here for a moment without sinking into that left shoulder. So for me, this is more of a challenge. I had shoulder surgery on this side. So you can stay there, or remember, you can come up a little higher and just focus on a full side plank with that right arm up, or simply just bring that left knee down and then come into your side plank that way, right? So lots of options here. Sometimes being in this stationary fashion is just enough strengthening for you tonight. You're still using the core, the navel comes back toward the spine, really tightening up that left side of the body, rising up as we inhale in and exhale out. Good, deep inhale in and an exhale out. You can raise that right leg if you want to, or not. And then bring that left knee down if you were, or left hip down. And then let's come into tabletop now once more. Before we do that though, let's have some release on the wrist. So we're going to come up onto the knees. Inhaling as we rise up with the arms. Good deep inhale. Exhaling down the arms. Take a moment just to shake out the wrists. Rise up with the arms once more. Good deep inhale. Arms come overhead. We extend through the middle fingers. Let's just exhale down. Right arm down. Right hand to hip. Or right hand down to the thigh. And rise up with the left arm. Inhaling. As we exhale, let's head over with our left hand over toward the right side. Slightly bring that left hand behind you. Maybe you feel your fingertips touch your right calf as you reach out and extend. Again, opening up and lengthening the front side of the body, that left pectoral muscle, and maybe going up the arm, offering a little bit of open and release. Come back again, righting yourselves back up with fingertips up toward the ceiling, exhaling down your left arm. Rising up with that right side, fingertips up toward the ceiling, and then exhale as you take the right arm over toward the left side. Again, maybe you start to feel your left calf with your fingertip, and so you can start to bring that right hand slightly behind you, opening up now that right side body, right pectoral muscle, reaching up with the fingertips, and then come up, both arms come up, inhaling. As you exhale, let's circle the arms over and down safely and gently as we bring the hands right down into tabletop. Taking our right foot, let's bring it out. Splay the toes out of the right foot and push back gently on that right calf. We'll roll up onto the ball of the feet, onto the shoelaces part of the feet, bending the toes if it feels good. Today I crammed them into nursing shoes, so I'm very happy to have them free on my mat. Pushing back on that calf, maybe just taking that right heel over toward the right corner of the mat, and then maybe sinking into that right hip if it felt good to you, just taking that right hip toward the floor, and or making your way with the right heel over toward the left corner of the mat and drawing that right hand up to 12 o'clock. Again, coming into a modified side plank, just like we were doing before. Reaching up, inhaling, and as you exhale, let's circle the hands down, right knee comes down. Let's go over to the other side, taking the left foot out. Splaying the toes as you push back on the calf. Finding your breath, coming up onto the ball of the feet and the shoelaces part of the foot. Gently taking the left heel over to the left corner of the mat. Maybe sinking into that left hip if it feels good. Windshield wipe, bring the heel over to the right side. And then freeing up that left hand, we'll draw that left hand up to 12 o'clock. Rising up. Maybe circling that left wrist. And then bringing left knee down, left hand down. Let's tuck our toes under and let's come up into a downward facing dog. We'll do a little bit of work as we stand. We're going to rise up, bringing the hips up, sinking the heels low, coming into downward facing dog. Fanning the hands, gently bringing the weight toward the forefinger and thumb. Evenly distributing the weight so not everything's dumped into the heel of the hand. Just gently take that right foot off the mat, maybe an inch. Right foot's going to come down. Take that left foot about an inch. Noticing you're having to use the core a little bit to do that as well. And maybe sinking the head a little bit lower here. Take a good breath in, a good breath out. Keep the heels down toward the mat, or take that left foot, bring it off the floor and up toward the ceiling, rising up as you kick out and up with that left heel. Flex that left buttock, engage that left quadricep, and then bring that left foot down. Rise up on the inhale, right foot comes up. Good deep inhale here. Flexing the right buttock, engaging the right quadricep as you kick up with that right heel, and the right heel is going to come down. Gently draw the knees toward the floor and take a look toward the hands, and then start to walk the feet toward the hands. Let's inhale up to a half lift. Exhale as we forward fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Rise up, inhaling and exhaling down. Inhaling as we rise up. Exhaling, hands to prayer, right knee is going to come up. So we're using the core to draw that right knee up. Find your way here. We find balance and stability on that standing left leg. As you inhale, growing taller on that left side. As you exhale, let's step back to warrior one. Reach up. Good deep inhale here. And an exhale. Now we're going to find weight in that left foot. The hands can come to prayer, to the hips, or stay high, your choice. Now if they're high, the action's going to be, we find weight in that left foot, we start to draw that right knee up, arms come down, and then we step back to warrior one. If hands are in prayer, or hands are touching, or hands are on the hips, they can be here. Drawing that right knee up, using the core, engaging, and then coming down. Inhale as we rise. Exhale, coming back, arms down. Inhale as we rise. Exhale. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last time as we inhale, rising that right knee up, and then exhale, arms come down. Let's go to the other side. You know where we're going to go. Inhale, rising up, left knee comes up. Good deep inhale. So we rise up with the fingertips or hands on the hips or hands to prayer. Then left knee comes back. Inhale as we rise up. So we're focusing on balance here, but also that core strength to draw that left knee up. And then exhale, come down. Maybe you take a look up, and as you come back, flexing that left foot, that left buttock, and engaging that left foot, feeling the left pinky toe make contact with the mat. Inhale as we come up with expression, and exhale, bringing it down. Inhaling, coming up, rise up, exhale, come down. Inhaling, coming up, exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, last time, and exhaling. Inhaling, rising up, and exhaling, coming down. Let's take a moment just to roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders forward. Inhale as we rise. Good deep inhale here. Let's just stretch a little bit. Exhale down your right arm. Rise up on that left, reaching up. And then exhale, let's head over to the right side. Coming up as we inhale. Exhale down the left. Rise up high, rooting down with the right foot, reaching up toward the right. And then let's head over to the left side. Come over and back up. Good deep inhale. And then exhale down. Make fists with the hands. Let's create a little tension. Draw the shoulders up toward the ears. Roll the shoulders back. So arms are behind you. Create tension. And then release everything. We're going to make our way back down toward the mat. We're going to do a little more on the abdominals. And then we're going to do some stretching. And then come into a nice meditation. Tonight we'll be reading from Pema Chodron. Reaching up, rising up with the arms. Exhale as we lower. Inhaling up to a half lift. In this half lift, let the neck be long. Feel the back of the hamstrings lengthen. Lift the toes off the mat just to start. And gently settle the toes back. A gentle bend in the knee as you make your way down. Knees bent, and we'll come back onto buttocks and back onto the back. Grab a block on your way down. Also grab your strap so you have everything kind of close by. Finding the heels with the fingertips. Let's take our block or our ball or our pillow and place it in between the legs, the inner thighs. I'm going to call it the block as I'm cueing you. That's what I've got. So just taking a moment as you inhale in, exhale, start to squeeze the block with the inner thighs. Gently lift the hips up just slightly off the mat. Notice the abdominals start to engage. Good deep inhale here, squeezing the block, making it count. We're only doing it a couple of times. And then exhale on the lower. Release that squeeze of the inner thigh. Inhaling. As you exhale, lifting the hips up just slightly and engaging the core, engaging the inner thigh muscles as you squeeze the block. Really squeezing the block with the inner thigh, tightening up pelvic floor and abdominal muscles, and then lower. Release everything. Now drawing the knees back up just like we were doing. Our knees are bent now. Now we're going to do a little inner thigh and abdominal at the same time. So you learned that motion of hands are down beside you, or hands can be T-shaped out, your choice. We gently rock the knees over toward 1 or 2 o'clock, and then come back, and then knees come over to 10 or 11 o'clock and come back. So that's the motion. Now we're going to add in the inner thighs, right? So let's squeeze the block. So knees are at 12 o'clock. We gently bring the knees back toward the chest enough so that the lower back is in the mat, and so we're not really stressing the lower back too much, right? The feet are active, so our knees are bent, hands are down beside us, navel comes back toward the spine. We'll gently bring the knees over toward 1 or 2 o'clock and then come back. So really focus on the squeeze, but also that motion of going over to 10 or 11 and now to 12. So I'm going to say 1 or 2 and 12, 10 or 11 and 12. Now I'm just going to say 2 and 12, 11 or 10 and 12. 2 and 12, 10 and 12. Now if you want to go more than that, you want to go all the way down to like 3 or 4 and then come back to 12 and then go all the way toward 9 and then back, you can, depending on where you arrive in your body today. Let's go over to 2, I'm going to call it 2, and 12. Continue that squeeze of the block so you get that inner thigh work. And notice as you squeeze the block that the core really starts to activate. Gentle motion, right? So we're doing no harm to the body, but we're really getting a good access of inner thigh and abdominals at the same time. Notice if you're holding any tension as you make your way to 2 in the neck and then over toward 10 and 12. So keep the knees bent for just a moment, squeeze the block like you're going to crush it, and now let's let everything down. Feet down. Let's remove the block. Take our left foot to our right knee and gently push that left knee away. Have a good deep inhale in and an exhale out so that you can soften the abdomen. And then we're just going to do a twist. So we're not going to come into figure 4. We're just going to twist today. So taking that left knee across the body, catching it in your right hand, and we'll just T-shape out that left arm. So my left knee is just over to that 1 or 2 o'clock again. I'm feeling that left outer hip. But maybe in this twist it might feel good. My abdomen is kind of burning in a good way. Hopefully yours is too. And you feel good about the moves and postures that you've made so far. Coming back, riding yourself back to the mat. Let's take our left foot down and now bring our right foot to our left knee. Gently push that right knee away. And then gently starting to bring that right foot, sole of that right foot down toward the mat. We'll catch our right knee in our left hand, T-shape out that right arm. Come into a twist again. Belly breath in and out. Right yourself back. Take the right foot down. Let's extend the legs long. We're going to come into a few crisscrosses. Just bringing the body long. Let's bring the arms overhead. Reach and extend. Point and flex the feet. Make fists with the hands. And then swim the arms down. So, we're going to go into a few crisscrosses. The feet are going to come off the mat a couple of inches. Our legs are going to come out toward the edges of the mat, and then we're going to cross over and cross over. It's a little bit easier on this one, taking your head off the mat as you cross over and cross over. You can even come up onto your forearms and cross over and cross over. You might have less resistance on the neck and just be able to focus on the upper body, the lower body, and the cross. Find your breath as you cross over and cross over. Accessing again inner thigh muscles, but also abdominals. We're going to go for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the legs, gently lower the upper body if it was up. Take the knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, and then we're going to find our straps so we can do a little bit of stretching together now. Settle in with the lower back on the mat. With your strap, take your strap into the ball of that right foot. Sole of that left foot is on the mat to start. Challenging yourself to straighten that right leg if you are able to tonight. We'll point and flex that right foot. Make circles with the right ankle. So strap can be in one hand or both hands depending on what you want, what you need tonight. We can gently start to bring the foot up toward the crown of the head if that feels good to us, giving that right hamstring a gentle massage. Let's extend the left leg long. We won't hover it tonight, but we'll flex that left buttock and start to press the left calf into the mat to make that an active left leg. And we'll start to draw that right foot out toward the right side of the body. We catch the strap in our right hand and T-shape out that left arm. Again, I cue you to just lengthen and reach like you're really reaching out for something with that left arm. The left forearm, the elbow, the upper arm come off the mat as you reach and extend, and then you allow that release. So now you've found that full length of the left arm in this posture as you open up, externally rotating. And we breathe here. And maybe you draw that right foot up toward that right shoulder a little bit more or not. Maybe you just open up. Remember also, you always have that opportunity to take that right foot and place it on a block in a more restorative stretch, allowing the foot to rest and just feel the openness, breathing into any tight spaces that you might feel. Allowing the shoulders to soften if your foot is on the block now, without having to do much work. And we breathe here. We've done a lot of work to the abdominals today. I hope that you feel good in your practice. On the next breath, let's draw that right foot up toward the ceiling, keeping that right leg straight. We'll gently bring that right leg all the way across to the left side now. And so you could place that left foot on a block as you come into this twist. Just like I cued you before, really reach out and extend with that right arm, like you're going to reach for something. Let the right arm even come off the mat completely, and then allow it to settle down onto the mat. So you feel the fullest extension of that outstretched arm. And you feel the fullest extension of that right leg going across the body. And we take a good deep inhale in and an exhale out. We feel that right outer hip. We feel the right hamstring opening up if it feels very tight. Giving ourselves permission to be here. To find release. On the next breath, drawing that right leg up toward the ceiling. And then let's head over to the left side. So we're going to bring the left foot up toward the ceiling, sole of that right foot on the mat to start. Right knee is bent. Left leg is extending up toward the ceiling. We feel the long leg bone fall down in the socket, kind of in our mind's eye. Letting the leg be heavy. We'll point and flex that left foot, or circle the left ankle. And we breathe, finding our breath. Maybe drawing that left foot up toward the crown of the head a little more or not. Toes can come back for a deeper, more intense stretch. And then we'll bring the right leg long. Letting the right calf press into the mat, right toes come up toward the ceiling. We're gently going to bring that left foot out toward the left side of the body. Again, that left outer ankle could be placed on a block, opening up that left inner thigh. And once again, outstretching that right arm first, like you're going to reach for something, and then allowing it to settle down onto the mat. And breathing. Right buttock, right leg stays on the mat as you open up left leg. And with the breath in and out, just opening up to any tight spaces. With your left leg on a block, then you can allow that left shoulder head to relax. Another good deep inhale in. As you exhale out, taking left leg up toward the ceiling. Strap goes into the right hand and we take the left leg across the body. Left ankle can now rest itself on a block that's over toward the right side. And then outstretching that left arm like you're reaching for something. I'm reaching for my Be Kind sign from the Infinite Love Project. Reaching out long. And then just allowing that left shoulder head, left forearm, top of my left hand to just relax on the floor. Good deep breath in and out. I feel that left hamstring, left outer thigh, left hip in this twist. Good deep inhale in. And an exhale out. We rock back and forth from side to side, just feeling the spine. Maybe you go far enough that you can feel the flanks of the back. You feel the sacrum and the lower back as you rock. And then make your way back toward the middle and bring the soles of the feet down. Come into the Shavasana of your choice tonight. Remember, you could just bring the legs long now. Arms down beside you. Covering the body up. You could bring your legs up on the seat of a chair. Or legs up the wall. Arriving in this moment, finding the breath, letting everything soften. Settling in to where you are right now. Being here, being present. Taking a good deep inhale in, and on the exhale, really releasing. I found so many good readings for the rest of our challenge. I'm so excited about them to share them with you. All sorts of different people that are influential in meditation. But I've kind of been saying to you all today in this practice to start where you are, to do what you can, to use what you have. And so the words of Pema Chodron, who's one of my favorites, resonated with me, so I wanted to share that with you tonight. So just focus on the words. You focus on the softening of your bodies. You can just be right now. You don't need to do anything. You've done it in day 9. Good deep inhale in. Exhale out. Start where you are. We already have everything we need. There's no need for self-improvement. All these trips that we lay on ourselves, the heavy-duty fearing that we've had, and that we're bad, and hoping that we're good, the identities that we're dearly clinging to, the rage, the jealousy, the addictions of all kinds, never touch our basic wealth. They're like clouds that temporarily block the sun. But all the time, our warmth and brilliance are right here. This is who we really are. We're one blink of an eye away from being fully awake. Looking at ourselves this way is very different from our usual habit. From this perspective, we don't need to change. You can feel as wretched as you like, and you're still a good candidate for enlightenment. You can feel like the world's most hopeless basket case, but that feeling is your wealth, not something to be thrown out or improved upon. There's a richness to all of the smelly stuff that we so dislike and so little desire. The delightful things, what we love so dearly about ourselves, the places in which we feel some sense of pride or inspiration, these also are our wealth. When we hear about compassion, it naturally brings up working with others, caring for others. The reason we're not often there for others, whether for our child, our mother, or someone who's insulting us, or someone who frightens us, is that we're not there for ourselves. There are whole parts of ourselves that are so unwanted that whenever they begin to come up, we run away. Because we escape, we keep missing being right here, being right on the dot. We keep missing the moment that we're in. Yet if we can experience the moment that we're in, we discover that it's unique and precious and completely fresh. It never happens twice. One can appreciate and celebrate each moment because there's nothing more sacred. There's nothing more vast or absolute. In fact, there's nothing more. Only to the degree that we've gotten to know our personal pain, to the degree that we've related with pain at all, will we be fearless enough and brave enough and enough of a warrior to be willing to feel the pain of others. To that degree, we will be able to take on the path of others because we've discovered that their pain and our own pain are not so different. Start where you are. Peace. Peace to you. Peace to your bodies. Slowly start to make some movement to your fingers and to your toes. Roll yourself over to your right or to your left side, cradling your head in your arm. Loving kindness starts with you. Bringing yourself up to a comfortable seat. Just keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft if it feels good and you feel safe. But bringing yourself into an upright and dignified posture to finish your practice. As you sit yourself tall, finding gratitude in coming to your mat today. Doing something you love to do, abdominals. Finishing out a day 9 practice together. I'm thinking about one of my mentors, Yanni Chapman, who passed away many years ago. So I wanted to finish our practice with the Lokha. So as you bring yourself tall, maybe you bring your hands to prayer with me. We say Lokha Samosta, Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, with love and with light. And then we say Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai. May that light overcome all darkness. Jai to the power, to the higher one, whatever that may be for you. As we inhale in, let's take a good deep inhale together. And as we exhale, let's share the word Namaste. Bowing to one another. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me tonight, day 9. I'll see you all tomorrow for day 10. Tomorrow we'll work on some lower body, and then we'll share a practice throughout the week together. Namaste.